5, so not all that long. I want to take a few minutes to kind of give some updates and give people a chance to share a little bit, anything that's upcoming or recent events. We're going to look at a topic related to gifted students, perfectionism, intensity, and stress. And then we'll have a few minutes, hopefully, to spend a little bit of time, kind of like what we did before, where we were in some small groups looking at an article and then having a chance to share some connections and personal anecdotes in that setting. So let's get started. I wanted to open it up to any personal or professional news, GT or otherwise related. I have a few quick little things to share, and then if you have something else that you'd like to share, now would be a great time to do so. Just a few things that have happened and things that are upcoming. In January, we had the Big Spelling Bee with the older kids, and some of our students advanced onto the regional spelling bee, so that was exciting. That was all through Scripps. And coming up soon, we'll have spelling bees for the younger kids, so I know they're looking forward to that. I've been encouraged and excited personally by some of the work that I've been able to do with more teachers kind of on an individual basis. And just to give you an example of that, there's a couple of teachers at Lakewood who have been doing some extensions in math, and Beth Schiffelker, the math coach, and I have had the opportunity to work alongside some of those teachers, and Mr. Newman, the principal there, has given us a chance to really have the faculty meeting coming up in a few weeks to share some ideas related to differentiation and extending the math curriculum, the investigations curriculum, to further challenge some of our students. And kind of on either end, really, though, looking at differentiation, what does it mean to provide more for these students who maybe need it, and then what might it look like to provide support for those who need that support. So I'm excited to have the chance to work with Beth a little bit more, and I hope that kind of has a ripple effect and continues out. So I don't know if there's any other updates or things that you've been doing, teachers in your classroom, or other things that might be something that you'd want to share. Kind of putting you on the spot here. The teachers and I have been talking a lot about this topic over the past couple of times that we've met, this idea of perfectionism and intensity, and working through kind of what that looks like in our students, and how we deal with that, and help them to overcome some of those negative aspects of it. So that we don't forget to do it, Kate, would you mind giving just a quick update on the Page Urban Ecology event?
Sure, no problem. On Saturday, May 20th, Partners for the Advancement of Gifted Ed is sponsoring an event at the Urban Ecology Center at the Washington Park location. We're going to have a session for 5th and 6th grade from 9 to 11, 7th and 8th grade from 12 to 2, and high school from 3 to 5, and it can accommodate up to 40 kids. They're going to be broken into 2 groups of 20. One group will canoe the lagoon, and the other group will do water quality testing, where they'll look at water samples from the lagoon and make inferences about it based on the invertebrates present and things like that, and then the 2 groups will switch. So I think it'll be a really good mix of some good hard science, but also it's a recurring theme that we have with this group, which is the perfectionism, and I think that connecting with nature and doing that canoeing is a really good opportunity for those kids to do something where there's not an obvious right or wrong way to go about it, and nature, just connecting with nature like that's really great to calm them down if they do have some of those intensities. It's free, and the information on how to sign up for it is on the back here. There's the least amount of remaining space in the 5th and 6th grade, although there still is space, and there's still plenty of space in the 7th and 8th and 9th and 12th. At the bottom of the page, you can see what other school districts are members of CESA 1 Page. If you have friends whose kids are in this age group that go to maybe any of these other school districts, feel free to share it with them. It'd be a great way to meet up with them there. Parents can stay during it or they can leave. But I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Urban Ecology Center, we've worked with them a little bit in the past, and they just do a really nice job of organizing. So you can be very well organized and really neat experience. So yeah, if you know of anyone, I've put this out to the secretaries and the bulletins that go home and the announcements at the high school and things like that. But I think sometimes specifically talking to kids and inviting them almost is sort of what needs to happen, because otherwise they may not know. So yeah, please spread the word with that. I did want to talk about one other thing here a second. This is something that the teachers and I have been working on, and Joellen Hetzer kind of put it together, but it's something that we wanted to share with other teachers, just some little like tweets, we're calling them, or just some little snippets of, you know, what are some things we've talked about this year in GTAL, really getting back to our goals and objectives of improving communication with all stakeholders. And so this is something that we felt like would be easy for people to read and kind of take note of. Nothing that requires a lot of heavy thinking, but just to kind of put it out there, put it on people's radar. Our goal is to just prompt some thinking with this, with our colleagues. And so thanks to Joellen for putting this in a fun little Twitter format. So these will be shared with soon with our GTAL teachers, and then shared with other teachers then as well through you know, individual sharing, putting them in a copy room or in a lounge where people can see them, maybe at a faculty meeting if there's a chance. So excited about that. All right. Anything else? Updates? Or if anyone comes across any neat summer opportunities for kids, I'll be sending out some ideas as we get closer to summer, but I know there's opportunities through UWM, through Marquette's engineering program. Some other options are out there too for kids to get involved in over the summer.
Now that you say that, I've been meaning to update the CISA One page website. We can have a list of our vendors from the opportunity fair.
That's a great idea. That'd be a great
one. I think those will have like clickable links to the different vendors that were there. So if you weren't able to be at that,
yeah, basically a whole list of
just all types of
writing to engineering to science. Yeah. All right. So you've seen these slides before: mission, vision, goals, statements. But I just want to kind of come back to this at the beginning of every meeting, just so that we know as a team, okay, what is our purpose here? And really, we're looking to advocate for and support students, parents, teachers, in an effort to help students reach their full potential. That's really our mission here. Our goal is around that idea of communication, as I mentioned before, challenging people to think about, teachers, how to differentiate even more for students, learning as a team so that we can then go out and communicate with other people, whether that be other parents or teachers, in order to best serve our students. And then these are our 3 objectives that we've been focusing on, and as a team, we've spent a little bit of time and done a survey together looking at, you know, what do we want to keep for next year moving forward, what things could we tweak a bit when it comes to our goals and objectives, so we'll continue to talk about that. And we've used throughout this year this framework of a parent's guide to gifted children. I have a couple sample copies over here. If you are interested in borrowing one of these, please let me know, because I do have a couple extras. But these have been really, I think our teachers on the team can attest to. There's a lot of good information in here, and the chapters are broken out by different topics. And so if there's just one particular chapter that you're really interested in, it's easy to pick it up and read that. And today, the chapter that we're focusing on is intensity, perfectionism, and stress. Is there any teachers? Is there anyone who would like to offer any insight on the book, or what you found to be helpful or valuable this year as we've looked at it more in depth as a teacher group?
One thing in our last educators meeting was talking about the social emotional piece of gifted and talented children, and that struck a chord with me. I have a friend in my class right now who I think mom is very upset that at conferences my concerns were about his social emotional growth and how he isn't up to level with his friends, his peers. And so